Eric and Lyle Menendez. It's a brand. There's big money attached to these guys with a documentary, a movie, a book deal, you name it, paid interviews. So there's a whole lot of stuff on the line, and we are going to cover the whole Menendez scandal. Start with something that you cannot argue about. No matter what side of this that you are on, there's one irrefutable fact, and this was a pretty weird family. They had issues, no question about it. Jose, the dad, he was a hard-charging executive born in Havana, Cuba. So we're talking about a little bit different background there, all right? Growing up in Cuba, came to America to make something of himself. And by all accounts, he was a piece of work. Big personality, mean, kind of a steamroller type guy, usually got what he wanted at home. Does work in the corporate world. You can rise up the corporate ladder. And he was an executive at Hertz. Let's think about that for a second. Beverly Hills, Southern California, late 80s. O.J. Simpson, spokesperson for Hertz. Jose Hernandez, corporate executive for Hertz. Did their paths ever cross? Yes, multiple times. Not sure if you know this, Jose actually had O.J. Simpson over to the house multiple times for dinner. O.J. Simpson met Lyle and Eric Menendez multiple times. So yeah, they knew each other. And here's another fascinating part of this. The Menendez brothers were in prison when the Bronco chase was going on for OJ, and they were watching it on TV. And literally, Eric had to go clean the cell that they figured that the prison officials, the jail officials for LA County, thought OJ would be coming to. Talk about worlds colliding in pop culture. This is just unbelievable. And then when you have a story this big with the Menendez brothers and OJ, it's fascinating. Their paths crossed in jail too, because it was a big deal. The Menendez brothers talked about how like 15 guards, his brothers now too, because of their dad. But then Jose, and this is the epicenter here in LA, and we're talking major jobs, president, high VP jobs at Live Entertainment and RCA. And back then, working for a record label was a huge deal. This is the late 80s, man. Think of the power, the money, the control that you have with that. You know, we see that now, obviously, it still happens. The power of these executives like a Diddy, you know, it opens the door doing all kinds of weird crap, and it was happening back then as well. So Jose moves the family. They were living in the Midwest. He was with his wife, Kitty. They moved to California. Who doesn't want to move to Southern California, the land of opportunity? They originally were in the Valley in Calabasas, where the Kardashians live and so many professional athletes and celebrities live. Back then, not so much of a celebrity haven in Calabasas. So a few things happened there, fearing for their safety, whatever, a little trouble there. They moved to Beverly Hills. And if you watch the Netflix special, you can really see what type of guy Jose was. He's aggressive, he's obnoxious in some ways, and he pushed those kids hard. You know, that's not uncommon, especially kids that are athletes. You see these parents try to live vicariously through them. They have no athletic talent, no skills, so they put all the pressure on their kids and make it miserable for them. That's the type of dad he seemed he was. Nothing was good enough. Temper tantrums, raving like a lunatic on the tennis court, abusing these kids verbally. That's the picture you paint in your mind when you think of him. Perfectionist, you know, wants everything perfect, demanding. Like I said, he wasn't a good athlete, I'm sure. The kids have to be champions because he wasn't.
Tom Zenner scandal.